What's going on, guys? Just gonna do a little rundown of all the settings and apps and everything that you can play with on the Hellcat. So first thing, we're not gonna crank it, we're just gonna get it in run mode. So first thing, you just have the Speedometer Digital, which that's usually what we leave it on just because that's pretty cool looking. Alright, then you got your vehicle info, and that's the tire pressure, and we scroll over coolant temp, trans temp, oil temp, oil pressure, oil life, battery voltage, intake air temp, engine torque. So if you're driving, you want to see how much torque you're using, just pull this up and it'll show you, along with your horsepower, your air fuel ratio, boost, what your how much boost you're at, and your coolant temp. So number 3, it's gonna be your performance, and this is where you can go out on the street and kind of get a pretty close estimate of what you do at the track. 4th mile timer, braking distance, G-force, peak G-forces that's been on. You can do a lap timer, compare your laps. There's a top speed, which is currently 122. 0 to 60 timer, 0 to 100, your 8th mile, and then back at the 4th. Alright, number 4 is your fuel economy, which is somehow at 20 miles to the gallon. That's your average, 20, okay. Number 5, we got our trip info. It's got 609 miles on it. Average, I guess the average total is 18.7. Alright, let's go number 6. This is just your audio where you can scroll through. It's also displayed right here. Let's go number 7. No messages. I'm not real sure exactly on what you can save there, but then you can adjust how everything is displayed up there. See number 9. It's just if you have any engine codes or anything. And then back at speedometer. So up here you've got your fuel range. 292 miles until empty. 97 degrees in this garage. And then you can set, I think you can set whatever you want down there, or that might be permanent, I'm not real sure. Then just your fuel gauge. Got the 200 mile an hour speedometer, RPMs. Really cool looking gauges. The only thing I don't like is the needle. It's really small. I don't know. Alright, so coming over here, of course you've got your radio. Then you can go into here, and then you can play, like it's got a USB flash drive in there. So you can play off of that, or you can do the aux, Bluetooth, SD card. And then that's just your info. You can do GPS and stuff. Let's see. You can go into controls, and this is where you can turn your. They both have heated and cooled seats, which are amazing. Definitely. Probably the coolest thing about this car, honestly. Cooled seats. It's pretty sad going back into my car that doesn't have cooled seats. It's pretty depressing. And then this car does have a steering wheel heated steering wheel. And you can go into these apps and you can, you know, scroll through, and it's got lots of different stuff. Pandora, you know, all kind of cool stuff. And then this is just your climate control, the AC and stuff, which is pretty cool. You got the dual mode. Just turn it down, where you can each side, or you can sync it or whatever. Then you got your navigation. I haven't really used this, so I can't really say how good it is, but if it's anything like everything else in here, it should work really good. And then no phone paired, but that's where you can pair your phone with it, of course, and then take phone calls and all kind of stuff. Alright, now coming down to here, see if we can get some light. We got our SRT, which if you push this and then come up here, this is where the cool stuff is. Of course, you can go in through here and you can set it as track, sport, customize it however you want. The power, transmission, paddle shift, traction control, and suspension. Set it however you want it. Default works good, of course. Then you can go into race options, and this is where you can attempt to get traction launch control to work. I think that's the biggest problem with this car, is the launch control. It seems like everyone has problems with it. It works like maybe half the time, if that. Usually, like, it usually doesn't work. You just do a burnout. Some people can get it to go perfect. I don't know. It's real iffy on if it wants to work or not. But you can go in here and set what you want the stall to be at. Go all the way up to $3,000, so, or 3,500. So pretty cool. We've gotten it to work once, and it'll sit there at 2,000 or whatever you have it set at, and just it holds it. But I don't know. I guess it's because of safety stuff. It can be canceled very easily. It cancels itself, so kind of sucks. And then of course you can adjust your shift light for if you're wanting to use the paddle shifters. This is a automatic car, so I'm sure on the manual it has a shift light, which is actually a lot more beneficial. So that'd be cool. Let's go back. And then of course you can put it down here into valet mode, and so if you got your car getting valeted, you don't have to worry about them going real crazy with it. Then you put it in eco mode, and I don't know why you would ever do that, but you can do that. And of course right there we have the red key in here, so that's what it recognizes. Even if you have the black or red key, it overrides the black. It always goes to the red if you have it. And then you can go to the SRT page, and it just gives you a lot of cool stuff that you can pull up and watch. Kind of like the display earlier, but this can save your stats. Then you got some gauges: oil temp, oil pressure, coolant temp, battery voltage, and trans temp. So that's actually pretty good if you're out tracking or something, where you can really keep an eye on everything. And then you got your other gauges that you can watch, which are boost pressure, air fuel ratio, coolant temp, and your intake temp. Which your intake temp right now is currently 179 degrees. It's got the hood up. We've been out running around it and stuff, so it's just sitting in hot air off the motor right now. And then you can go here and watch your G-forces. Really cool how they do this and set it up. Very appealing. Then you can go in here to engine and watch everything. It's got your boost, PSI, and then here's your horsepower. It'll go up, and then your torque, it goes up also. And it just shows your what gear you're in, and then it shows the numbers for the horsepower and torque up there. Exit out of here. Alright, let's got, you know, different stuff you can play with also. But and here's that is the launch control button. Play with it if you want. It's, like I said, it's kind of iffy if it ever wants to work. Then you're just your traction control, hazards, parking, assist, and then just your AC controls. So pretty cool setup that they put with it. And of course, right here, got your cruise control buttons. And over here, got your voice, your phone controls, and then your toggle switches for the on-screen display. Paddle shifters behind here and here are the channel and volume for the radio, so you don't have to take your hands off the wheels. Up here you got your sunroof controls. I can get it to focus, kinda. So that's cool. Down here, which you can't really see, just your headlight controls, your dimmer, trunk switch. Here in the door, just got your windows, lock, mirror controls. And if we get out of here, let's shut that off. See down here, we got the controls for the seats. Everything is electric except for the adjustment of the height. This coming up and down, it is manual. Not really sure why they did that, but I guess that, I mean, that's not really nothing to complain about. You're not really changing that like crazy. Down here is your tilt and telescopic controls for the steering wheel. Let's see if we can back this out. Pretty cool. Gives you a lot of adjustability. So yeah, I think that's about all the controls. Of course, with the automatic, if you pull it down in drive and you bump it to the left, that's how you do the paddle shifts. So hopefully this shows some of y'all that are curious about it, and I'll see you on the next video.